All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Tim Woods with the Thunderbirds, host of the Waste Management Phoenix Open. I had the privilege of being the 2020 Waste Management Phoenix Open tournament chairman, and I'm sitting here with my friend Webb Simpson, all the way from Charlotte. Webb is obviously the reigning champ for us. Had a great tournament last year, and we welcome you. And Webb, thanks for taking time to be with us.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's good to be here with you. Anytime we can talk about the Waste Management Phoenix Open, it makes me happy. I'm currently hiding out in my 4-year-old's room. My wife had to zip out for a second, and so I'm locked in. Mercy is our 4-year-old, so sitting here on her couch and happy to be
here. I noticed some good artwork behind you there. So it looks like Mercy's got the artistic finger there.
She hung it herself. So.
All right. Well, first and foremost, I think for all of us, how is your family?
Family's good. Thank you for asking. 5 kids, 9 and under. The house is often noisy. I can even hear my 2-year-old still. She's yelling now. But it's been good. I've been home. This is my 5th week off since RSM. So it's been good to kind of calm down a little after the year of golf and the year of COVID.
Sure, absolutely. Well, speaking of a year of golf, you've had a big one. There's been so many challenges this year for everybody, worldwide, and it seems like you've been really focused and been able to just kind of contain it all. And man, what a great run this year! Obviously, your win at Scottsdale was amazing. RBC 8 top 10 finishes, the President's Cup victory, 12th overall in the FedEx. I mean, just a stellar year. What's the secret sauce?
It's been a great year. My goal as a player is to be as consistent as possible. So when I look at my goals for the year, I don't necessarily say I want to win X amount of times, X amount of top 10s. That's kind of icing on the cake for me. But I do want to be a more consistent player. And I think for this year, I've zeroed in on fundamentals. And, when the players got canceled, my wife and I were on the plane on the way home, and we're just talking about the unknown and when are we going to come back? The tour suspended that tournament. We don't know how many tournaments will be suspended. There's so much up in the air. But she really encouraged me to practice, to stay sharp, knowing that, hey, it could be a month, could be 2 months, could be 3 months. You want to be ready whenever commissioner says we're going to play. So I really do credit her for kind of giving me that vision for the downtime, because there was a lot of, I think we were 3 months off. So I played not a ton, but 3-4 days a week I'm practicing or playing. And so when we came back, I felt like I was ready, which enabled me to get that win there at Hilton Head and play solid through the summer.
Well, certainly some wisdom from Mrs. Simpson, and maybe she wanted you to stay focused because she didn't want you sitting around the house in Mercy's bedroom.
That's right. That's right. I mean, she handled all the virtual school. She was unhappy with A- in her school days. I was extremely thrilled with C's. And so there's good reason for me to go practice and let her handle the school part.
Right. Absolutely. Well, I fall somewhere in between there.
Yeah.
I'm not any good at golf.
As long as I could be eligible to play at Wake, that's all I cared about.
Yeah. There you go. That's awesome. Well, you obviously have some history at TPC Scottsdale, 4 top 10 finishes, a runner-up, and of course last year, big victory over Tony. So what about TPC Scottsdale, the history of it, the history of the Thunderbirds, the history of the tournament, the golf course, it all comes together and you certainly play well there. What is it for you?
Man, it's many things. I've always loved coming to Scottsdale. I've always loved the golf course. When we play it, it's typically very firm. It's fair. And that's kind of my perfect, if I could pick a golf course for me, it would be a firm golf course that I think on any given day you can go shoot a low score, but if you're a little bit off, it'll bite you. And I feel like that's TPC Scottsdale. What you guys do, the Thunderbirds, for charity, for the local businesses. I mean, it's an amazing accomplishment. I feel like every year what you guys are able to do for the city of Scottsdale, for the state of Arizona, all the charities you're involved with. So I love being a part of that. I mean, it's so big. It's bigger than the actual 72 holes we play. And honestly, the buzz of that tournament, not only leading up to it, but how everybody talks about it. I'm a member here at Quail Hollow. People, besides like the Masters, they want to hear about Waste Management Phoenix Open.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
they've heard rumors, they've heard stories, they watch it, they just want to be a part of it. And I love that kind of buzz. To get a couple 100,000 people on site in one day is so fun as a player. And so I feel like the crazier it is, bring more people in, more noise. I feel like for me, it helps me to zero in a little bit and focus a little better. And so you have many opportunities during that week to have to focus and block everybody out. But
Yeah.
It's a great week for fans, for viewers on TV, for players. Y'all have done an amazing job.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that, and that's a pretty good summary for sure. You in 2018, you won the Players Championship. You're in a fairly exclusive group with that win, and then as we affectionately call the Waste Management Phoenix Open, the People's Open.
That's right.
Are there what similarities are there between the two tournaments for you?
I think it starts with the golf course. I love showing up at a tournament where I'm very familiar with the golf course and how the golf courses. Most people will be like, they're not similar at all, but I think they really are because TPC Sawgrass, TPC Scottsdale, there's a lot of options off the tee. Some guys you'll see hit hybrid on the first hole or even an iron. Some guys will hit driver and just send it down there. You have a lot of that all day. Number 10 is a hole I think about. Some guys will hit driver and try to hit it over the bunkers or, even right of the bunker, hit, into hopefully they don't hit anybody, but there's usually some opening, from the crowd, or guys will hit iron down the middle and play it more conservatively. So they both have that feel of, giving a player different options kind of all day. And then also there's just prestige with both tournaments. Both tournaments have big history. Both tournaments get great fields. I mean, the World Golf Ranking System, gives a certain amount of points each week. Obviously, the players kind of gets a designated 80 points for the champ, but Waste Management Phoenix Open is one of the biggest non-major fields we have all year. And I think, honestly, what you guys have going for you, that time of year, it's perfect weather. And so I think guys will commit to tournaments for many different reasons, but I think great weather, knowing that it's not going to rain most years, is another reason why people want to come.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's pretty tough to beat Scottsdale in late January, early February for
That's
sure.
right.
So let's take you back to last year, or our tournament, not quite last year, but 12 par 3, yeah. And we worked hard this year to really kind of spread out the fans.
Yeah.
There's a concentration obviously with the finishing holes, and really now starting with 15, all the way through to 18, and right. We are very conscious. The Thunderbirds are of our general admission fans, right? And so we want to cater to them and continue to make sure that the families get to go out and watch good golf and have a really nice place and nice venues to do so. So we built a massive platform out there at what we called the Ridge, on the Ridge, right? Huge, and just really great views of golf, 12, 13, I think 6 on the other side. And so you went out on Saturday and aced 12. What did that feel like, and what does that compare? How does that compare with other memories or circumstances on the tour for you?
It's definitely my favorite hole in one I've ever had. It's funny when you watch the highlight. I hit it and I watch it for a little bit, and then I just quit watching. I pick up my tee, and everybody thinks, "Man, that was awesome! Like you knew it was good." And I'm like, "Well, no. The reason I picked up my tee is because I'm 35. I'm getting older. I'm losing my eyesight. I can't see the ball." When it landed, it's so bright out there in Scottsdale. I can't see it, and so when I saw it land, I knew it was on the green. And so what's the point in continuing to try to find it? I just started picking up my tee. Well, with what you guys have done with the Ridge, there's so many people and they're so loud that they'll tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
So I'm just listening.
Sure.
Well, I thought I was going to be 15, 20 feet short. I hit 7-iron. It wasn't quite enough club, but I knew it would get to the front part of the green. Well, the crowd starts getting excited, and I'm like, wow, this ball is really releasing. And they get louder and louder, and then they go nuts, and I knew it went in. And I was shocked it got to the hole. I was playing with Bubba and Xander Schauffele. We had already had a blast of a day. Everybody's
Right.
playing good.
Such a good.
Bubba's talking smack.
Yeah.
So I make that hole in one. The next hole, Bubba makes eagle on 13. So I went eagle on 12. He went eagle on 13. And as he's picking his ball up out of the hole on 13, Xander's putting his ball down from like 4 feet for birdie. And Bubba just kind of winks at me and says, "Man, who hadn't made eagle today?" And Xander's like, "Come on, man."
Yeah, really.
And so it was a fun kind of 30 minutes playing with friends. And then, I mean, for every play on the PGA Tour, if you could pick one hole to make a hole in one, it would be 16, obviously, at Phoenix. Of the whole tour season, you can throw 17 at Sawgrass up there as a good one, but 12 at Scottsdale is not far behind it now because of what you guys have done with the Ridge. I mean, it's so loud.
Yeah.
And I think it surprises us more than 16. We know it's coming on 16, but 12 this year, I mean, I feel like every year I go, I'm like, Paul, my caddy Paul, I'm like, hey, did they make this bigger? Like every year it's like more people. So that's pretty cool.
Well, it makes sense. It can kind of sneak up on you. That I never thought about that because I mean, 11's a difficult hole, and but it's fairly quiet. I mean, on Saturday, obviously you're on the backside of 16, so there's some noise and the crowd. But once you get out in the fairway, there's probably, I mean, there's not a ton of people out there, and then you make that turn to 12, and it's on again. Very interesting. Well, cool. So let's talk me through the final stretch at TPC last year. You had a bogey on 15, right? And then rebounded, and then birdies 17 and 18. And then obviously the playoff. What was your mindset after that bogey, and how did you you're obviously very resilient and kept your wits about you. Just talk me through that.
Yeah. So when I hit in the water on 15 off the tee and Tony striped it down the middle, he had a 2-shot lead or a 1-shot lead at the time, and I'm thinking, okay, after 15 or before he putted for birdie on 15, I'm thinking, man, if he birdies this hole, I'm 3 back with 3 to go. It's going to be hard to close that gap. Well, he didn't get up and down from the bunker, or maybe he was over the green. I can't remember, but he made par. So I walk off, I'm 2 back. And I thought, it's actually a bonus for me that he didn't make birdie because now I'm only 2 back. I'm still in this. Well, we both par 16. And then 17, as soon as he hits it, I told him, great shot. I thought it was perfect. But it ended up landing in the bunker. I saw the sand splash, 40 yards short of the green or whatever. And I guess he just mishit it. And then, I got a little excited in the sense of, if I make birdie here, he's probably not making birdie with that back right pin.
Yeah.
And so I hit a good drive, kind of on the right fringe, 2 putted for birdie. So I walk off the green. He ended up making par. I'm 1 back with 1 to go. And it was funny. I didn't know what club I was going to hit on 18T. Because for the Bombers, they hit driver. If they pull it, they carry the water. If I pull it with driver, I'm in the water. So it's always been a sneaky, uncomfortable tee shot for me. So I kind of made up my mind. Whatever Paul thinks, I'm going with. I'm indecisive. Hopefully he's decisive. So I said, hey, what do you like here? And he looked at me like I asked a dumb question. And that was just an experienced caddy trying to give me confidence. He goes,
confident, yeah.
He goes, it's a 3-wood. I mean, what other club is there? Like, okay. Well, I'm glad you're confident because I'm not. And so I hit it down the middle. Tony hits a beautiful drive in the right first cut. I hit an okay wedge shot, 15 feet. And he hits a beautiful wedge shot, a really tough wedge shot to about 7 feet. And at this point, what I'm thinking as a player is, obviously I have to make it. Even if I make it, he can still make it and win by 1. But you're trying your best to stay in the moment, hit the best putt you can. When I made it, I'm like, okay, I gave myself the best chance birding the last 2, and then he misses. And a couple thoughts came in mind. One, I was in a playoff against Hideki in 17. This is a great chance for me to kind of get some redemption from that playoff loss. And also, my playoff record was 1-5.
In 17, you guys, I feel like you played a couple holes in 17, right? Maybe 3.
Yeah, we went 18, 10, 17.
Yeah.
Or maybe 18 twice.
It was 18 twice, then 10, then 17.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, it happened so fast. Since we were the last group, we signed our card, went right back at it, and I basically played the same hole. Hit it in the same spot off the tee. My second shot a little closer, and then when he missed his 20-footer, I had this putt to win. And when it went in,
for the win.
you see me on the video kind of take a deep breath, just because I played well in 19 through the year, but I didn't get a win, and you never know when wins are coming.
Sure.
At that point, it was like, wow, tournament's over. This is amazing.
And a US Open and others.
That's great.
I was pumped.
Well, good deal. Well, it was certainly thrilling for us as well. Transitioning back to family a little bit, I think when people think about and describe Webb Simpson, they think about a family man. And you said it. You got 5 kids. What are the age ranges?
9 to 2.
9 to 2. How in the world do you balance your home life, your family, with the demands of the PGA Tour?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, when we started having kids, I think it became hard for me to prioritize things when we had probably 3 kids. But my wife and I talked a lot about how do we kind of compartmentalize aspects of our life to where we protect the things we love, but also, really go after kind of our dreams and what we're trying to accomplish in various areas. And so for me, kind of her mantra, her encouragement to me is, when I'm at a tournament, be all there. Know and trust that she's got things handled at home. And when I'm home, try to be all here. So it's kind of a compartmentalizing things a little bit. I still talk to my kids at night on the road and think about them, obviously. But when I'm there, I'm really there to work and focus and get better. And then when I'm home, I try to be all here with them. And so I definitely play and practice a little less than I used to. But when I do go to the golf course and practice and try to get better, I'm more focused. I get more things done in a shorter amount of time.
Does your family travel with you to tournaments? If so, how many a year, and what does that do, to your focus and how you approach the events that they're with you, at?
Yeah, my family comes. They used to come a lot more. They're able to come to probably 5 or 6 now. Kind of the more local ones we can drive to. They're always at the Masters, looping for me on Wednesday in the par 3. But I love having them with me. I feel like I'm busier on the road, obviously, than I am at home. The days are longer, but it gives me, a lot to look forward to when I'm out there grinding on the golf course, to come back to them. And they love traveling. They love coming out. And if I have a chance to win Sunday, they love being able to come out and watch me a little bit on the back nine. They're getting old enough now to realize what I do. At least a few of them are. But yeah, I mean, life is hard when I go by myself. But, I've been doing this now 12 years, and so you get used to it in a way. So it's always a bonus to have them with me.
Yeah, cool. Well, you certainly share the mindset of giving back, that what we do in the Thunderbirds, and really that's our whole mission, and the reason that we even have this golf tournament. And I know that you're involved in your local community. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the Webb Simpson Challenge?
Yeah, the Webb Simpson Challenge was started 11 years ago. And the idea came from a kid in high school who we share the same faith. We're Christians and we love golf. And so he thought, could we use golf in a way to kind of share how God has changed our life? And it turned into this junior event. We brainstormed and we thought, so many people older than me have kind of poured into me and kind of paved the way for me to play golf and get better. So, we tell the guys when they show up, it's for high schoolers. You got to be in high school to come. And we're going to talk about faith. We're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about golf. And we want to kind of present ourselves available to help and help them in any way we can. And the cool thing is now kind of the secret sauce of the junior event is college golfers. So 15 to 18 college golfers come back who either I know or they have been, part of the Webb Simpson Challenge when they were in high school. They come back and they help out. And so even though I'm on the PGA Tour, these high schoolers, I think it's cool for them. They think it's cool to be around a PGA Tour player. But more than that, I think they look up to these college golfers because that's the next level they want to get to. And so they learn a lot from just listening to these guys. And so it's been really fun. And I think maybe one of the coolest parts about it is I'm now really close with some guys who came through there as high schoolers, and now they're mid-20s, and they live in Charlotte. They're trying to pursue golf as a career. And And so we've had a lot of fun doing it, and we feel like, being in Pinehurst every year in the summer, guys really look forward to being there and, seeing some familiar faces. So, you could say it's me giving back, but I love that weekend. I love getting around these guys, and we have a blast.
Well, very cool. Again, we certainly share that, and the millions of dollars that we raise. It's and we have a fun week, and the whole year's fun. But it's really, like you said, it's that connection, right? It's still a very personal thing, and when you're able to get out to these organizations that we support on our side, you make friends, you make lasting relationships, and see where that money's really going. And so good for you. We applaud you.
Hi.
Hey, Eden, you're back.
Eden came to say hello. Where is
Hello. There you are again. Same bow. You're being a good girl. All right. Well, thank you so much for jumping on this with us today. We couldn't thank you more. We had such a good time with you this year at TPC Scottsdale. Congratulations on a huge win and setting the tone for what was obviously a tremendous season for you. And we wish you nothing but the best going forward. And you were born in 1985. That's not why I'm wearing this hat right here.
There you go. I love that.
So this year was the 85th playing of the Waste Management Phoenix Open. So 1985, let me do some quick math. So 35 years later, you won the 85th playing of the Waste Management Phoenix Open. Congratulations.
Really
Thanks for being an outstanding champ. And I cannot wait to see you back here very shortly defending your championship. So thanks, Webb.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed being on, talking about it. Thanks for having Eden as well.
Thanks, Eden.
Yeah, we'll see you guys soon.
All right, good deal.